I'm from 60 singles, man. Let's show them one time, man.
You want to see that dog? Fuck you, that dog.
That's one dog. What about the dog there?
That's a five.
Let's show them, man.
You want another five? But you want another five?
What's that, 75?
Oh, yeah, we getting money out of that.
Snoop, what's good with you?
What's happening?
Man, before we even get started, I just want to thank you for stopping through. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the mag. We really appreciate it. And I feel like the people going to enjoy this one.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's an honor. It's a blessing to be here, man. For real, for real.
Yes, sir. Hey, so before we even get started, man, introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and where you from.
Go by Snoop, y'all. I'm from the west side of Chicago, from Humboldt Park to be exact.
What part of your life did you start going to jail, and what led to you going to the penitentiary?
Oh, man. I want to say when I first started seeing the backseat of them cop cars and them cells was probably about 12, 13 years old. I was full-fledged in the streets when I was 11, so I grew up around the guys 8, 9 years old, already seeing them, like in front of my mom's house, basketball hoop. Unbeknown to me, the guys was playing ball. So I'm playing ball with the guys, not knowing until we start seeing this shit, you know? So about 12, 13 years old, at 14 was when I really got cracked, was my first, it was 2 attempted murders.
At 14?
At 14. At 14, it was 2 attempted murders. So from there, I got juvenile life. So I was in St. Charles as a kid, and they told me I was going to stay in St. Charles. I'll never forget that. They told me I was going to stay in St. Charles, but not even a week later, the little minivan came pick me up and shipped me to Little Joliet because they told me that my case was too high class to be in St. Charles. You know, it was at a different level. I needed to be in max custody for juveniles. So they shipped me to Little Joliet. It was Royal Rumble Central. You hear me? From there it started. Like, it was Royal like the CO, I'll never forget, the CO that took me to the pound was one of the moles, was one of the guys, never even expected. He like, man, what you one of the guys? Yeah, he's like, oh, you all well. I'm like, this is CO telling me this. I'm like, man, what you mean all well, you know? So when I get into the cell, it's different because now we locked down 23-1. It's the first time at 14 years old that I witnessed 23-1. This shit's serious. No bullshit. I'm asking the COs, like, when we coming out? Till tomorrow morning. What you mean tomorrow morning? I was just in St. Charles. We coming out from early morning all day. They like, nah, you ain't here for 2 attempts. Like, this shit different. I'm like, I.
So they had you locked down. You ain't even hardly see the daylight.
No.
Hey, so what led you to the streets?
Ah, man, I guess it was just really not, I always been an adrenaline junkie, I say that. I grew up playing sports a lot. I always seeked more adrenaline than anything, and not realizing that the shit was at the front door. When I did realize it, it caught my attention. I was never a kid that was, one that was sent off. I'll never say that, I always paid attention, and I looked at the Diablos and the Gustavos and all them and was like, like, these are, like, I want to do that, so it triggered me. Unknown to me, I was so much of an adrenaline junkie that I wanted to do what was worse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what started making the name ring. As a kid, what you want? Attention, fame, glorification. You don't know no better. You getting this shit by all means necessary, and you can do it. I can do it. Ain't no big eyes, little U's from what I understand within the guys, So I'm like, I'm on my way to the top. This what y'all doing to get to the top. Here I go.
Right.
I'm adapting to it easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So from there, like I said, playing basketball in front of my parents, my older brother was also one of the guys. So he bringing the guys to come over, but we just playing innocently. From my eyes, we playing basketball. I don't know that, again, the guys is the ones playing basketball till you start seeing basketballs being flown at, cars, bottles is being, you like, yo, what's going on? Oh, we thugging.
So so for the people that don't know, because everybody ain't from Chicago, so everybody don't understand the lingo. You feel me? So when you say one of the guys, explain to the people what you mean by, you know, the guys and one of the guys.
So one of the guys is one of my brothers, one of my, you know, this is who you with every day. Your bros, the people you grew up with in and out. Again, I grew up in the streets, so these the ones that we gang banging with. You know what I mean? These my guys. So we doing this shit day in and day out. We flagging the same colors. We doing everything, you know? So those are the guys. Those are, for us, when you grow up in that lifestyle, it's a different loyalty. It's a love, you know, because it's quote unquote the guys.
So what's the guys? What I mean, is it just, you know, your partners you grew up with, you hanging out with, or is this one of the gangs?
Yeah, this mob wise, this gang wise, you know, some of them, yeah, definitely. Like some of them is some of the guys I grew up with, because truth be told, I'm the one that turned a lot of my younger guys out that I grew up with in my era. So some of these was my childhood friends that turned into, we the bros, we gang banging, we kinging out here. This is what we doing, you know? So it turned us over from just a friendship. Now there's loyalty. Now there's morals and principles. Now there's laws that we must abide by. Cause yeah, we was friends, but now it's bigger than that. Now we the guys.
So being part of the guys, was that a choice, or was it a move that you felt like you had to do to be amongst them for survival, or, you know, walk us through making this decision to be one of the guys?
For me, it was a choice. It was just a decision that I wanted to make, and it just was what it was.
Looking back, was there a moment that you felt like, man, or that you realized that, man, you know, the lifestyle I'm living, being part of the, you know, being one of the guys, that this might cost you everything one day? Did you ever have that realization?
Oh man, I would say a lot of times, but it's that loyalty and that love that always kept us grinded down, especially when you have a few of the guys that's around you that's showing that same type of loyalty and love. But I'd be a fool to say that I never thought about it. Matter of fact, before the feds picked me up, I always used to, every morning, protect me, don't let me die, go to jail today, because that was just the truth to the lifestyle we live in, you know? So did I think about it? On a regular. But again, at that age, with that mindset, it was what it was, and come what may. I done already signed up for it, and it is what it is.
So a lot of people, they talk about loyalty, but how many actually showed it, you know what I'm saying, when you got booked?
Not too many. The ones that show you loyalty is the ones you least expect. And you got to learn that it's never going to be the ones you expect it from or want it from. It's always going to be the ones you least expect. The ones you wanted it from are going to be actually the first ones to turn away from you. But I always say this, man, when you find loyalty, hold on to it. Hold on to it, because that shit's rare, especially in this day and age where we're at today. You don't see that shit. Like, it ain't, especially if you got somebody that's saying, I'm as loyal as they come, them the most disloyal motherfuckers, because you don't, it's in you, and you ain't gotta do too much talking about it.
Yeah, you ain't gotta speak on it.
No, and we gon' like, from a loyal motherfucker to another one, you gonna smell it, you gonna see it, it's energy in this shit. It's deeper than, you know,
gang recognized gang.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you gonna see it all the time.
Yeah.
But I say that too a lot, that in this day and age ain't no loyalty.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no honor, ain't no code. The streets is over with. You know what I'm saying? I say that a lot. When you got sentenced, who was give me 5 people, you see what I'm saying, that said they had your back, and then tell me how many people really stayed.
Shit. Hey, let me see. Shout out to my mom, Duke. Shout out to my brother. All of them, I love all of them, but the oldest one, Tali, like, he was at every motherfucking court date. You know what I mean? Who else? BM said she was gonna be there, fell short. You know what I mean? Immediately. But again, you gotta understand, you gotta be conscious with yourself at some of this shit. Like, I get a 22-year federal sentence. So to me, it's like it takes a real special breed for you to stick around with this shit. You know what I mean? Not you can talk that talk all you want, but it's different when you got to wake up and strap them shoes up every morning. It ain't the same, you know. So I would say my brother, my OG, was always there. My baby mama that I was with at the time was there. Broke bad immediately. Who else? It's pretty much it that was actually there. You understand? That was actually there.
So mom and big bro.
Mom and big bro
The
rode
only
the whole
one,
ride.
the only ones that stayed out of the 5 people.
Yeah.
The only ones that really rode was mom and big bro.
Mom and big bro, man.
Man, that's what's up. Shout out to moms and big bro. You did because you ain't got moms and big bro. You ain't got nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you said you got a 20-year sentence in the feds.
22.
22 years in.
Yeah.
Okay.
262 months. That's how the feds get to.
Hey, ain't that crazy how the feds they hit you with the months? Hey. You used to when you get booked, oh, I got 10 years. I got the feds. They just make it sound super like forever. 222 months?
Yeah.
Man, but that shit is
ugly,
bro,
ugly.
going to the feds. It's ugly.
Ugly.
But listen, walk me through, you know what I'm saying, how you end up with 222 months?
262 months.
262 months. Tell me how you got 262 months.
Well, it's crazy. It's more to it, man. Like, if you really was to look into the case, I got picked up for a one-time serve, believe it or not. One-time serve of 63 grams of crack cocaine. One-time serve, that's all it was. It was no more, nothing else. I'm under investigation. When I come home, I just come home from the States for an aggravated fleeing and eluding, and it was an aggravated fleeing and eluding. I just come home from the States. I'm federally indicted 3 months after I came home, but I don't know it. Unbeknown to me, I'm already federally indicted. So the feds start watching me from 3 months after I come home, 18 months later. So I'm under investigation for 18 months this whole time because the individual that they ran into, they stumble upon me looking for me though. They had a name, they never had a face when the feds get me. So when they run into the rat, to the confidential informant, which was one of my homies, Chump, he
bitch ass motherfucker. Yeah, you gotta say
up,
it like
man.
it.
Yeah,
Chump, bitch ass
yeah.
motherfucker, book the motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
What the
you know
fuck
what I mean?
wrong with you?
And I knew it too because I questioned the punk, you know what I mean, to one of my other guys, like, yo, King, like, what's up with it? Like, fam, good? And so I always say this, from learning from those mistakes and those experiences, don't second guess yourself. Like, when you feel something and you sense it, go with it. Because when I questioned the punk, sure as shit stank, he was the one that told on me. And it was just a one-time buy. So it don't make sense that I got cracked for 262 months for 22 years for 63. Because that's all it was. But when you sit there and look what they felt they had, at the end, I end up beating all that. Gang leadership, because they try to say that, you know, allegedly I was the go-to guy for violence and shit like that. So for me, it was a bunch of enhancements. It was an 851. 851 doubles your mandatory minimum. So I originally came in with 5 to 40, facing 5 to 40 in the feds. And within like 2-3 weeks later, I was facing 10 to life off of 851 enhancement. And because I was also a career offender, because I got prior state felonies, that career offended me out. So now that put me at a category of like 32 or some shit like that. So my minimum is 30.
And what a lot of people don't realize is the feds, they use your criminal history against you. Anything you did when you was a juvenile, they give you points.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't even realize that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That this a whole new different game when you go to the feds.
Yeah.
Now check this out. Now, after you got, you know what I'm saying, all this time and you sitting in the cell, you dig, when did it really hit you? You know what I mean? Like, man, I ain't going home no time soon, bro.
Man, I want to say it was one, I always remember this day. I was already sentenced. It took me, before I got sentenced, it was real stressful because you really don't know what you actually gonna get because they're still digging. they're still digging. The feds were digging the whole time I was in the system. You know, my lawyer keep coming to tell me, hey, because I had a special prosecutor in my case. It was 27 of us that got federally indicted out of my hood, out of Humble Park. But I was the only one with a special prosecutor out of all 27 of us. So I never understood what the fuck a special prosecutor was until my attorney gets to telling me. So when I get to figuring it out, reality sets in.
When we say one of the guys, I heard you, you know what I'm saying, say you mentioned the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys, you a Latin King.
Yep,
from the west side of Chicago.
Yeah, I grew up as a Latin King since I was a youngin'. 11 years old, full-fledged.
Okay, so how did being a king affect your time when you was in the joint?
I wouldn't say affected my time, if anything, for me, because I come up in that lifestyle.
No, what I mean, like, how did it affect it? I mean, did it protect you? Did it put a bigger target on your back? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did it go? You know what I'm saying? Like, while you was in there, you know, what was the effects of being a gang member in the, you know what I'm saying, in the Bureau, what is it, the Federal?
FBOP, Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Yes. How was that?
Well, it definitely is different. It definitely will put a target on your back. Like, I for example, first FBOP I landed to was in Indiana, called Terre Haute USP. So this like in 2013, 14 now, I landed in USP. So the institution took out all active members off that yard. But since I just landed in the institution, some way, somehow, I skated through. So I'm one of the last ones of the guys of the Kings that's left on his yard. So when they ship everybody off the yard, when they look up, they realize through emails, because I'm still contacting the guys. But since they take pictures of us as soon as we come in, they got pictures of everything we got tattooed on us. So when they finally realize who is this communicating with his guys, and they look at some pictures, he one of the guys, he one of the Kings. So SIS come get me immediately and was like, you ain't allowed to be on this institution because we kicking out all active gang members. So it does put a target on your back when it comes to the staff. But truth be told, in the USPs and the FBOP, the mobs run the joint. So in a sense, it makes your bid a little smoother because the mobs run the joint.
So did you ever have to choose between your own morals and the gang rules? I would say it's like a double-edged sword, because for me, my gang morals and rules and regulations was something that I believed in from as soon as I understood what it was. When it came to, you know, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, I literally embraced this gang life as a lifestyle. So whatever my gang rules and regulations were, that became my morals and my principles, and I wouldn't adapt outside of that. And still to this day, a lot of that I don't adapt outside of, because it's clear conscience. A lot of the stuff that we look at, like I said, it's when you asked me earlier, snakes, like rats, people disloyalty. In my book, that's what it teaches you. It teaches you about demagogues, agent of confusion, disunities, ugly men. You have those that exist in the world. So some of that stuff I won't abide outside of, because you got a bunch of agent of confusions out in life that's trying to misinform you for their personal gang recognition. You know, so there's a lot of it that comes with it that I still uphold to this day, because I feel it made me the man that I am today. So basically, the rules of the gang are morals that you could carry in life.
100%.
Yeah, so you can, you know, it's like, you know, some of the most honorable people, you see what I'm saying, come from the streets.
Yeah, 100%. Because you would look, and it's a misinformation. Like, I also understand we got to be 1,000, that we already come labeled because it's a gang. But what people fail to realize is that before it became a gang, it was organizations that was trying to help communities. So we didn't make these rules and regulations based off a gang mindset. We made this for the community. As time went on, that you start realizing, damn, we an actual gang. Even though we still will never claim it because it's an organization, because this is the root of it. You understand? So 100%, a lot of the moral principle that's on there, people won't even abide by still to this day. That's what accountability pointed out to me. You're a liar. It's rare. People don't like accountability. Where are you going to see accountability? Within organizations.
What's something about prison that people think they understand, but they really don't even have a clue?
The reality of it. Y'all get too caught up on in TV, seeing First 48, or, you know, even what they show from Cook County. A very small amount of that is real. Even from state prison to federal prison. I've been in the state 7-8 times already. All through up and down the state. Stateville, Galesburg, you name it, I've been through it. High level, low level. When I went to the feds, it was a different ball game. And you go into the feds, politics is at an all-time high. And that's the main picture that society really doesn't understand and see. Because politics is what runs every institution, especially in the USPs. I did 8 years out of my 22. Did 7 years out of my 22 in the USPs. And then that last year I did it in the FCI, which is a medium custody, but I did 3 months on the yard, and the rest of the time I did it in the hole. So people think, you know, it's what's on TV, especially in the USPs. Like, we ain't respecting no child molesters. We ain't respecting no rapists. We ain't respecting dudes coming in beating their wives. We not playing none of that shit. You fair game the minute we read your charges, and you on some weird funny shit that it's not a code of conduct, not just for my guys, but within the institution. In the USPs, there's men in there. Like, it's a belly of the beast. Respect is at an all-time. You understand respect, and it's going to humble you because you see it for what it is. Like, motherfuckers will put some steel in you. I done seen, shout out to my boy Who Dat from Washington, D.C. And a lot of the cats from Washington, D.C., they got a lot of funny in them, too, because we just got to speak facts. But my man from D.C., poked the boy up over a piece of chicken on a Thursday, man. They betted over a game, over a football game, and the boy won. He went to the kitchen to go collect this motherfucking chicken. Fam didn't want to pay him his chicken, so my man Who Dat then came back to the unit, get his steal, walk to a whole nother unit, done poke the man up, come back to the unit, clean himself up, and SIS come get him for poking the motherfucker up over a chicken. But you think about it, damn, over a chicken? Nah, it's over a principle. You gave your word, especially in prison. You got to stand on that. Yeah, over a piece of chicken. I done seen a motherfucker get killed over a plastic bowl that costs $1.57 on commissary.
That's crazy.
Like,
but that's how it is in the joint.
It's different in
principle.
there.
Yeah, it's principles.
Yeah.
It's respect. It ain't, you know, a lot of people need to go and learn that. You know what I mean?
I always say this, and it's fucked up to say, but it is what it is. I always said, if you can take majority of society into prison, it'll be a different world out here.
Tell me about a time you thought somebody was 100% loyal, but they wasn't.
One comes to mind, and it's crazy, but it always be the closest ones when you least expect it. Jesus, when you up and realize it's rare when it comes to loyalty and love, and you guys got to be careful out there, because it be the ones that saying, I'm going to die for you the most, that's actually going to kill you first once they feel that, you know, you're surpassing them, or you're not riding with them anymore. Because out there in the streets, what we don't realize, it's a lot of conveniency out there. We think the shit real, but it's a seldom few that's actually gonna rock and roll with you. The other one, my little homie, man, grew up with him since I was a baby, bro. His mom raised me. My mom raised him. We was jits, like them boys in the South say. You know what I mean? We was little youngins. And always like, man, my homie made me cry. I ain't gonna lie, made me cry. When I came home and my older brother asked me about the punk, he was like, yo, what's up with this little motherfucker? And it was like, I had to tell bro, because my bro really didn't understand the story. You know what I mean? He was like, man, what's up? Like, you ain't letting it go. Like, this, we grew up with him. Like, this our little brother from another mother type shit. So I tell my bro, like, how you think I feel, fam? Like, that's my brother from another mother, what you talking about? You get what I'm saying? And this chump, again, disloyalty will come for the funniest reasons, as we say, over a female, over a bitch. You get what I'm saying? For the simple shit, y'all got to keep an eye out, because you got motherfuckers that suicidal over the small shit that you wouldn't even think having audacity of to even process through your head. And this my little nigga, like, I love him to death. You get what I'm saying? So for me to call home one day, keep in mind, man, like P, me and you was talking earlier, like, I'm in the system, bro. I'm in the feds. And I'm pushing a hard line. I'm in the USP. There's certain shit you don't do in this bitch. You ain't never, ever in life, my nigga, gonna tell no grown-ass man in that, especially not no USPs, fuck you, nigga, suck my dick. Because what it is, it's steal time.
So that's what that's what he said to you when you was talking to him on the phone?
Man, 100%, bro. Hurt me. And I never forget it, word for word,
What'd
man.
he say that about?
He said, we gonna be 1,000 because I get wind that this what he's saying. Over a bitch, 100% over a bitch. If that's how we gonna think about it, over a bitch, my nigga, that's how you gonna jump out? Like, no, because I love you more than that.
So this was your girl?
This was my girl. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So my girl telling them like, yo, Snoop said like, fall back off of me. She sent, because he tried to play dumb. Oh, who you talking about? So she sent him pictures like, you know who I'm talking about. So it just so happens one day I call her. And she like, yo, fam, steady blowing me up. I'm like, man, do me a favor, three-way him. I'm in a system fighting cancer and some more shit at this time. You get what I'm saying? Man, go call him. As soon as I call him, yo, what's up, bro? Like, what type time you on? How many times my girl got to keep telling you, like, fall back? Like, you gonna keep jumping the motherfucking line? Like, what you on?
And this your man. Your brother from another mother.
My brother from another
childhood.
Mother, man. Since babies, bro. Like, his mom raised me. My mom raised me. My mom done fed him. His mom done fed me. Like, man, like, we did everything together. We started smoking weed together, fucking bitches together. Like, this was my bro. You get what I'm saying? I had more of a bond with him than I did with my actual blood brothers. You get what I'm saying? So I don't expect this weird shit from you.
And what he say when you was on the phone with him?
So when I'm on the phone with him, the chump, when I'm like, yo, like, how many times my girl gotta keep telling you to fall back? Word for word. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga. You don't run me, suck my dick. I say, you know what? You right. Bae, hang up on this punk. I don't say nothing else to him, cause I'm not about to wolf on you over the phone, fam. You get what I'm saying? This shit deeper than that. Because if you would have been standing next to me, I promise you, on everything I love, I'd have put that steel in you. Because that's just what time it is. You took it there. I didn't take it there. I done took cases for you. I done poked niggas up for you and caught the felonies for it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all know, but Grill 21 in Libertyville, I shut that boy down over him getting stomped out. You get what I'm saying? So I literally don't know who these dudes is, but I see them stomping him out. It's my homie. I don't think twice. I ain't gonna stop and be like, hey, why y'all beating on my man? No, I grab the first motherfucker I see. I get to poking him up. I get locked up for it. Was it my fight? No, but you my mans in them. I ain't never gonna leave you hanging. So when you tell me, fuck you, my nigga, suck my dick, you right. So here we is today. Now he ain't even got the audacity to pick his chin up when he see me.
Yeah, of course not. Of course not. You can't even come back after that. Especially a man booked. You at your lowest point, you know what I'm saying, when you locked up. And if you got a female that's riding for you, looking out for you, you need that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then it's bad enough. You're going to have strangers trying to holler at her. But then your own man trying to holler at her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, ain't no coming back from that.
Yeah.
How did being locked up affect your relationship between you and your family?
I would say it did a little bit of both. Of course, you cannot bring together distance. Distance is what it is. The physicalness is something that's needed in every relationship. But I also understand that I'm the second oldest, but I'm also the go-to in the family. You understand? I'm the one that tries to holler at everybody. So me being gone, it fucked up a lot. I didn't know this, but my mother used to tell me my older brother, he took it the hardest. Because I would call and I'd be like, yo, what's up? You know, how's everything? She'd be like, your brother was here. And I'm like, what happened? How is he? And she'd be like, man, he was in the back crying. And I'd be like, why? And my brother's responses to her when she would ask him would be like, my brother ain't never coming home. So to me, to hear some of that shit would fuck me up, because y'all, they took it a lot harder than what you're really aware of. You understand? Cause you feeling like, shit, I'm the one about to go do this time. You ain't doing the bid like I'm doing the bid. But truth be told, those who love you,
They doing it with
they
you.
doing the bid with you.
Mm-hmm. You got children?
Yeah, I got 2 daughters. My oldest right now is 18 and my youngest is 12. My youngest was 6 months old and my oldest was about 6 years old when the feds picked me up.
So how did you explain your absence to them?
In the beginning, they didn't know. They thought that I was at school and I was at work, so we wouldn't tell them anything. Until they came of age, that's when we revealed it. We spoke about it then.
What was the first thing you did when you walked out the joint?
Whew, man, hey, you know what? Hey, so I'm gonna tell y'all. So I'm when they release me, right? I get released December 10th, 2020. Now, keep in mind, they were supposed to release me the day before. But the day before, check it out. So they tell me, you going home, but I'm in Butner, North Carolina, fighting cancer at the time. So when they release me, the feds drive me to the airport. When I get to the airport, they leave me there with one of the tellers or whoever the fuck. Keep in mind, this is my first time ever at an airport. When I went to the feds put me on the plane. I ain't never seen an airplane day in my life. So when I'm talking to the lady behind the desk, she asking me everything, and she was like, she say, terminal. Again, this the first time I've been in an airport. So the terminal that she's asking me, but the terminal that calculated in my head was two complete different, because I'm fighting cancer. So I tell her, nah, I just beat it. So she say, huh, we talking about two different things. So now I'm confused because, again, I don't know. As I'm talking to her, the feds pull back up. So now the feds tell me, hey, listen, there was some form of miscommunication and understanding. You got to go back.
They said you had to go back to the joint?
I got to go back to the joint.
Because there was a misunderstanding?
Because there was a misunderstanding on paperwork.
What?
So keep in mind, they just released me 15 years, 14 years early off a 22-year federal sentence. This is the first time I ever see the streets, B.
And you in the airport, they dropped you off, and then they come back and said it's a misunderstanding.
You got to go back.
What was the misunderstanding?
So the warden never signed. At that moment, they couldn't tell me nothing. It was because it's a quote unquote a security breach. You got to go back. But keep in mind, like, I'm in this shit. So I tell the feds, like, y'all just drop me off. Because since they dropped me off, they ain't got no guns on them. They just got handcuffs. So I tell the federal agent, like, fam, you just dropped me off. You ain't even got no pipe on you. How you think you just gonna take me back?
You told that to the feds?
I tell that to the federal agent.
You wasn't going?
No, bro. Because you just released me, fam. You get what I'm saying? I finally got freedom, and you talk about it. Like, you got to think about it on a mental aspect.
Yeah.
You playing with my emotions.
Yeah.
How the fuck you just give me freedom and all of a sudden you going to take this shit back?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, fam. You can. Even the lady behind the desk that was trying to take me, she's like, she asked them, what if he'd have been on a plane? And they were like, there's nothing we could have done about it. So she was like, his plane just got here. He about to board it. Let this man get on the plane. And it was what it was. She tried to get me on the plane. You know what I mean? So they was like, listen, Silver, you got to go back, man.
That's
I walked
crazy.
back with him. So the next day is when they released me. Is the warden come talk to me.
So what you thinking as you going back? You like, man, they was faking and capping the whole time.
I ain't gonna lie. I was in between tears. I was in between anger. I was in between, man, we about to blow this bitch up. Because how you just gonna play with my emotions like that? You know what I mean? I already didn't believe that they was gonna release me because I got plenty of shots. I'm steady in and out the hole. Like, I done hit 2 guards while I was in this bitch. Like, I've been in a mix of shit. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not the average motherfucker that they really gonna consider about releasing because I got shots that's saying this is a dangerous individual in the system. He come from the reputation in the streets because that's why the feds cracked me, you know what I mean? You, quote unquote, this what the government's saying, you got a propensity for violence. So when I get into the federal system and they seeing like he repeating what they saying, only they didn't have proof there, but I'm in this bitch, it's a survival of the fittest in here. Now I mean, morals and principles at an all-time high. I don't give a fuck who it is. You're not gonna let no CO, no guard, no prisoner disrespect nothing. You get what I'm saying? Because they get it too. You coming to work. We live in this motherfucker. This my house. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna come in here and interrupt our peace or how we functioning. If you think you can, good luck. But I promise you we gonna get up with you.
Do you think that the younger generation now, do you think that they understand loyalty or has it changed?
Nah, they ain't got a clue, man. I hate to say it, but this generation, it's crash out season. You understand? They don't understand loyalty, and they never really been through it at a young age, especially in the streets of Chicago today. At a young age, like they just know how to pick up pipes and commit crime, you know what I mean? And until you really been to it, and once you get behind the gate, especially when the feds get involved, I'm gonna tell you, like the prosecutor told me, big case, big crime. So, he told me big case, big courtroom. The federal courtroom to a state courtroom, man, it's 10 times bigger. So when he told me that after the fact, I was like, how big is this situation? And here it is. You guys want to live off the fame and doing it for the guys. But I promise you, 98, 99% of who's claiming to be your guys ain't gonna send you no motherfucking commissary money, ain't gonna send your OG up there, ain't gonna put nothing on the phone. Every time you call, I gotta take care of something. I just looked out for my baby mama, but you one of the ones I'm hearing that you pushing all this weight in the streets. I can't get $100 money because $100 go take me all month. I only need $100 and I'm straight all month. You like it don't take nothing. So this loyalty, I promise you, is going to come from those ones within you, and you're not going to see it coming. The only ones that's going to be there is going to be your immediate family. It ain't going to be your guys. It may be a slim few, I will say that, but it's not going to be all the ones you thought. The ones you thought be the bitches first and foremost.
With that being said, if one of the shorties slid up on you, they like, hey, Snoop, you know what I'm saying? I heard your reputation, man. I like how you was getting down. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about becoming a king. What would you say?
Don't think about it, man, because, hey, listen, it's real in the field, and I'll be the first one to tell you, and this is why part of the reason why that guys love me. Like, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you, man. Yeah, I will say this. It will teach you some sense of brotherhood, but it's so much betrayal in the streets that everything is a personal gang recognition today. The way society is today, it's never going to be how it was back in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s. You can forget about it. We still talk about it because it sounds good, but that's all it is. The shit sounds good. When the shit hits the fan, I promise you, ain't nobody gonna take that time for you or with you, because the first thing they want to think about is all of a sudden my kids, my baby mama, when in reality, you had time to think about your kids and your baby mama and your mom. I know I did. Like I told you, every day I still prayed upon it Don't take me to jail. Don't take me to jail. Don't let these punks kill me today. Cause that's just the truth of the matter. Meanwhile, I also got kids and baby mama and a mom. But if you gonna sign up for this shit, sign up for this shit. There's no in between. The truth to the matter that there is a lot of in between when it's convenient to motherfuckers. So if motherfuckers ain't really convenient to you, how you look trying to ride or come across your chest and claim that you gonna die and ride for a motherfucker, but at the same time, you ain't gonna die and ride for me the way I should. Again, you ain't gonna put $100 of commissary on my store. So what makes you think you gonna ride for me?
If you can go back to your younger self before you got locked up, say you can go back in time to your younger self, would your younger self listen to your old self right now?
Not at that age. I mean, I would like to say that I would, but not at that age because it's what, like I said, it's levels to it. I was still very much a primitive thinker.
So you wouldn't even listen?
No, I wouldn't, because I was already talked to and I still disobeyed. What's
one thing you wish the younger generation knew before they make the same mistakes you did?
It's more to life than the streets, yo. There's a hustle more than the weed game, more than the crack game, more than and trust me, like I dipped and dabbed and everything. I could talk about it now because I got crack for it. I don't fuck with the dog food. I don't fuck with the hard. I don't fuck with the weed. I don't fuck with all that shit. You name it, I had it. Like it just was what it was. But you can use that same mindset, the hustle mindset today, especially today, where the world is today. Like you have easy access to anything you want to do. So you don't have to chase anything in the fucking streets. Nothing at all, because only thing out there, trust me when I tell you, is the cemetery and the joint. And you don't want, like, you want a motherfucker to come see you for the rest of your life at the cemetery or the joint? Like, let's be 1,000. You a waste of space at that point. You know what I mean? You a dead man walking either way. You get what I'm saying? Because that's just the truth to the matter. You can't contribute to your life or to your kids. You can sit there and say, you know, I love my kids. I want to protect them. I want to do all that. But you can't when you behind the wall. You in the cemetery. So how bad do you really want to do this shit? You get what I'm saying? That's why today it's like, no, there's no, I can't continue to keep taking the same steps I was taking. You know what I mean? I done already lived my life for the streets and for the guys, faithfully, righteously, accordingly to what I should have. But it's a rare breed. Dishonor, we say honor, but today and age, dishonor is what it is. Disloyalty is what it is. That's all over the streets. Educate yourself, better yourself. It's at the palm of your hand, literally on Google, for you to figure out what you want to do and how you want to do it. You can go on YouTube and search some of this shit. You get what I'm saying? It ain't that hard, but we make it seem impossible because it's easy to sell a few bags or a few pounds and get our money up. But my man, you bound to be in the backseat of the squad car, bro. So, and then what? You really ain't got top of Fed money, because I promise you, they take everything. You talking 30, 40 in just attorney fees. Just attorney fees. And they want revenue, property. And listen, I put up bread, attorney fees, and property. They still ain't want to give a motherfucker a bond. So, is it worth it?
It's definitely not. And like you said, like, it's different avenues now. Mm-hmm. It don't make no sense to make the decisions that you made during the time that you was living, because we're in a different time right now. Yeah. And if you really want to do something with yourself, you can. Ain't no excuses.
No.
You know what I mean? Ain't no excuses.
No, especially for, again, I come from the background. I say this. No, it ain't that hard to go out there and get a job, especially if you really don't have no record behind you. Keep in mind, like, I come home from the Fed, so I don't have no record no more. Because when the states look it up, like the police and all that, they're running a state record. I don't have a state record no more because I've been gone. There's a statute of limitation to everything. So anything that they run is just all Fed bound. So I technically don't have a record no more. You understand? So use that shit to your advantage while you still young and you don't have a record. You want to keep the pipe on you, then go register yourself, man. Do the shit legit. There's ways to go about the shit. Like, they giving it to you. Why would you not use it to your advantage? Instead, you want to abuse it. And then when you finally want to use it, you took the opportunity away from yourself because now you got a felony on your background. That's all you need is one, and you cooked on any job or anything.
Cook.
You know what I mean?
The streets is over with. So if this was the last time that you ever got to tell your story, what would the message be, and what do you want the people to hear?
The streets is fun, but it's dangerous. It's real, but it ain't what it is. And what I mean by it real and it ain't what it is, you'll lose your life out there. You'll get tricked in a bag thinking there's a lot of loyalty out there, but that ain't what it is. It can be fun because you thinking that you got all the fame, all the bitches, all the bottles, all the shoes, and all this shit. But behind all that shit, it ain't nothing but snake shit, nothing but rat shit, nothing but disloyalty shit. It's just the truth to the game. You trust me, it's gonna be the person that you least expect that's gonna ride with you. Like, it took for my girl to step up to the plate, a motherfucker that I dated back when I was 12, 13 years old at the roller rink, that stood up to the plate when my own baby mama, who I had kids with, that kept saying, like, we gonna ride or die this motherfucker, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. But then when the shit hit the fan, I'd rather still be being, thotting around and doing all this wild shit. So a motherfucker I don't even got kids with, a motherfucker that don't owe me nothing. I was just your first boyfriend at the roller rink. I just held your hand a few times and skated with you. And you talking about, hey, I want to be with you. I want to marry you.
She stepped
Keep in
up.
mind, yeah, but stepped up. I still got 15. I still had like 17 years left, Pete. So how the fuck you gonna step up to the plate on something you ain't got no business stepping up to?
Right.
But I promise you, still to this day, she in that motherfucker.
My man. Hey, man. With that being said, I hope all the viewers, the listeners, you know what I'm saying, they really take heed to what you said. Man, I really appreciate you stopping by to, the mag and sharing your story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Man, good looking.
Man, appreciate you for bringing me here. It's an honor. It's a blessing. And it's all love, P.
It's
Wish
all
to
love.
see it. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. We out of here.
We out.
I'm from 60 singles, man. Let's show 'em one time, man.
You want to see that dog? Fuck on that dog.
That's one dub. What about the dub there?
That's a five.
Let's show 'em, man.
You want another
Probably got all
five?
five, man.
But you want another five?
What's that, 75?
Oh yeah, we getting money out of that.
I'll talk, man.